This is a mid-cycle reset. That's according to one large investment firm who's saying, Bitcoin, crypto, it's just having a little bit of a bump right now. That's all. We got the latest trade bullshit going on. We got all kinds of charts. It's going to be a good time. Make sure you stick around for that good time. Answering your questions, second half of the stream. Let's go. So, first and foremost, the vibe yesterday, man. Bears coming in up. What's going on with this guy? Get out of there, man. There's a bear in there. What are you doing? Oh my, no, but seriously, I hope that guy's okay. That's crazy shit. They're just there taking a dump, man. A bear and a deer jump through your window. My God. Thought your day is going bad because your altcoins are down. Look at that crazy shit. Every time Trump tweets some random bullshit, man, this is what happens to the market. Classic. Anyway, serious stuff. Serious glasses on, Lark. Van X says October's pullback for Bitcoin is a mid-cycle reset, not a bear market. Leverage has normalized. Rising on-chain activity and liquidity continues to drive the cycle. It's kind of shit I want to hear, Van Eck. Good. Good. Thank you for confirming my bias. I love it. Current set for BTC and ETH is rare, according to Quinn Thompson, CIO of Lecker Capital. Largest positioning rinse in history of crypto while standing on the doorstep of a macro Goldilocks situation. 10 out of 10 liquidation. The 10-10 liquidation cleared more leverage in dollar terms and percent of open interest than an entire January-April 25 period. Opportunity ahead is similar to pre-Trump victory 24. Yes. Yes, I dig it. Here's an interesting one. Ecoin metrics. Bitcoin is trading at 31% discount relative to its NASDAQ implied fair value. Based on its historical relationship to the NASDAQ 100, Bitcoin's fair value sits around $156,000. The market trades near $108,000. Unless you believe the bull market is over, this gap is likely to narrow as Bitcoin catches up. Think about it. Think about it. Fair value right now, $156,000. A big part of the reason why Bitcoin's not higher right now, literally, this year, we've had hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin sold by OGs. People who've been around for a long time, cashing out. Some of these guys bought for $100, $1,000. They're saying, you know what? I'm going to take my 100x or 1,000x that I've got on my Bitcoin and just walk away, man. Walk away. Robert, for the Femex bonuses, you can deposit stable coins. So you can put in, if you're going for the $1,000 bonus, put in $5,000 for the stable coins and you should get the $1,000 bonus. So yeah, stable coins are absolutely fine. Continuing. Bitcoin, been a rough day yesterday. Went down to 106,000 some dollars, but it's all really just, nothing's really happening. That's the interesting thing right now on the charts. It's easy to get really, concerned about tiny couple percentage point intraday moves, but really nothing's been happening. Has anyone had a problem with Coinbase locking them out? I think everybody who's ever used Coinbase for the last 10, 15 years. It happens, man. It happens, Randall. I don't know what your current issue is, but just keep bugging them at support. Eventually someone's going to help you out. Anyway, bouncing off the 200-day EMA again. This is a critical line. This is where you want to see the price of Bitcoin holding above, okay? Again, sitting around there, short dips under, it's all fine. We got to stay above this and ideally get back above the 20-day EMA, which is around $112,000 right now. It's the yellow line on the chart here. What we do have working in our favor right now, you can see, zoom it in there. You can see right here, we have got the RSI starting to break out beyond the control line here. Plus, the MACD is getting closer to a bullish crossover, meaning momentum shift could be coming soon. Let's see, okay? What is this crap cake of a market? I know. It's been rough recently, for sure. Alex Kruger, this one, big sell-off in equities on this. Crypto already dead, so not moving. This was in response to this Trump administration considering plan to restrict globally produced exports to China made with or containing U.S. software. I mean, this is like, remember, I was looking at that, just to check the prices and real quick, oh shit, the stock market just like went down like that. I mean, that is, they're going to make a deal, man. I don't even take this shit seriously anymore. Like, literally think about it. Every corporation in the world, in some way or another, does business with China. Okay. So essentially, this is a giant FU to US software producers. I mean, just imagine that. Oh, your company's running, some Windows software, but you happen to do some deals with something made in China. Well, there's a big sanction fine for you. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. You know what, Trump? The market's calling bullshit on this. Look at the price of Bitcoin right now. People are not taking this shit very seriously. Trump, think we'll make a deal with China on everything. Everything. You guys ever see that movie, The Professional? It's called Leon in some countries. With a French actor, name escapes my brain right now. And was it Natalie Portman? Natalie Portman, wasn't it? Little girl. And Gary Oldman, man, he's all hyped up on whatever he's on at the time. He's just like, who do you want me to get? Everyone. Great scene. Great scene. Serious stuff again. The long investor. Trump will need to make a deal with Xi before November. Yes, obviously the deal is coming. Okay. CPI needs to be in line or cooler. Okay. We should get the CPI data soon. Hopefully CPI is chilling. I think Scott Bessent came out yesterday and said, I think we're going to see inflation cooling month after month moving ahead. So hopefully that's a good sign. Earnings will be healthy. Earnings have been pretty healthy for a lot of companies. Government shutdown ends in a few days. Yes, these are all bullish. These are all mega fucking bullish catalysts, guys. Okay. Seasonal weakness will end shortly. We are not at the top. We are not at the top. I agree. Market will rip from November till the end of the year. The masses will get distracted. They will also supply exit liquidity. 2026 will be a complete shit show for the market. You'll wish you bought more safe havens and have a larger cash, silver, gold, palladium position. Interesting. You can feel the fear, man. You can feel the fear in the market right now. I can see it. I still see the year-end melt-up. In fact, I still see that we can run well into 2026. But here is a very important lesson for yourself right now. Markets at some point will be more bullish again. Maybe it's in a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Okay. At that point, look at your portfolio. Remind yourself how you feel right now. Maybe record yourself a short video and say, you're an idiot. Why didn't you take more profits off the table, for example? And then play yourself that video next time you're taking a screenshot, okay, of your profits. Yeah. Anyway, there's so much working in our favor right now for markets to continue to melt up before any major problems come in. NASDAQ basically just rejected from the previous all-time high. I know what you're thinking. You and everybody else. Double top on the daily with a breakdown target all the way down here. We got the 25 to 24 breakdown target down here around 23. But that requires losing the 50-day EMA plus closing under this level here. Okay, just FYI. SPX E-mini futures, very, very so slightly in the green today. It's fine. It's fine. They can be ever so slightly in the green today. We'll see, of course, what Trump tweets, whether he nukes the market or not in a few hours' time. Just stay asleep today, Donald. Actually, stay asleep tomorrow. We have not some crazy shit going to the weekend. He always drops bombs on like Friday at 5 o'clock after the markets have closed. Gold, still big fat red weekly candle here. Not much going on there. Currently, positions open here over on BitUnix. Obviously, the Solana trade's been open forever, but also a currently underwater Bitcoin long. We're rolling the dice again, guys. See what happens. Hopefully, we can get actually a decent move brewing up here, but there's so much lack of faith in the market right now. A lot of trauma, man. Things don't really pump the way we would hope them to, but there has been some interesting moves across the market today. We'll get to that in just a second. Obviously, if you guys want to sign up to BitUnix, there's a link right down below. You can get signed up. No KYC, no VPN, no BS, man. Just sign up, trade, have a good time. Okay, that's it. You put in $2,000, they'll give you back $400 cash return bonus. Put in $10,000, $700 cash back. Crazy trading bonus. They're going to be $1,000 every live stream. Okay, today's a live stream. We got some money to give away. We better get into it. So, of course, we asked Grok to grok this up earlier. We got our winners right here. You can see it took Grok a minute and a half to do that, which again is why we're not doing these during the streams. Getting Grok to do it beforehand. What do we got here? This dude right here put in almost $3,000. Not bad. So you put in the 2,000 plus, you already got your $400 back. You got an extra $500 coming back to your pocket today. Of course, again, this is a spreadsheet. Team will check it within the next 24 hours. So watch out for your bonus to come in there. This is user ID 756273144. Okay, and the other winner for today, this dude here. Right here, deposited $1,300. $500 coming back your way. Congratulations to today's winners. Go away another $1,000 tomorrow. Let's go. So, the side and post of this: if Richard Wyckoff were alive, he would buy Ethereum here. It is a beautiful reaccumulation pattern, isn't it? And if that is indeed what is playing out, we could go a heck of a lot higher into the end of the year and into early next year. Could be the big rally that, man, we have that big rally and then cools off for a long time after that. If ETH gets up to 7, 8K, Bitcoin gets up to 150, 180K, it's going to be very chill around here after that happens. Let me tell you that, okay? Think positive. The guys on North Sentinel Island have never seen a bear market. Yeah, but they've never traded the pump fund trenches either, have they? They're missing out. Some YouTubers got to get out there with like some, oh my God. Some YouTubers got to get out to North Sentinel Island, get these guys on pump fund, get them to launch some meme coins, get them to rug. They'll be addicted, man. They'll be over. They'll be over. End their civilization overnight. Anyway, joke aside. ETH. Look, a lot of coins are looking like this. We're trading under the 20-day EMA. Not a lot bullish about that, but we are trading above the 200-day EMA. So we got that going for us. Momentum slowly grinding back in the right direction on the MACD. Momentum here on the RSI slowly trying to break out here. It's not officially broken out. We need a daily confirmation here, but moving in the right direction, let's say. We need to get back above the 20-day EMA. That's currently around $4,050. Okay, until then, we remain in a bearish downtrend. How long that lasts is anybody's guess. Doesn't mean you have to become completely bear hold and, lose your brain over everything here. But that's just simple reality. We're putting in lower highs. Not great. We're trading under the 20-day EMA. Not great. We're getting rejected at the 20-day EMA. Not great. Guess if you're a dirty bear, it's great. XRP is not a rug pull, but you won't make life change. You will not. You will not. If give me Solana versus XRP, I'll take Solana every time for relatively similar market caps. Give me Bitcoin versus XRP, I'm taking Bitcoin every time, even though it's worth like 10 times as much market cap. Okay. Meteor at TG in 2 hours. What's your plan? I got a nice airdrop from staking my Jupiter, and I've put that into their liquidity pool. We'll see what happens. That's about it. I'm not going to buy anymore. It's enough. It's fine. Anyway, that's what Ethereum looks like. Solana, relatively the same. It's been a little weaker. It's was trading under the 200-day EMA a bit more. You see ETH has only come down once to touch it, where Solana has kind of traded under it for multiple days throughout this sort of breakdown in the market. We've had two underside retests on the EMA 20 here, yellow line on the chart. So again, bearish trend in effect with lower highs ever since the 18th of September. Okay, lower high, lower high, lower high. Downtrend. Simple. Question is, when's that downtrend going to break? Well, my eyes, as always, are on the 20-day EMA, currently at $198, let's say, $200. Gotta get back over $200. That's the critical thing here. If November, December aren't vertical, I'll have to explain to my kids why Santa's not coming this year. Brutal, man. Brutal. Go get them some stuff, man. Crypto transfers money from the impatient to the patients. Just wait. Yep. Agreed. Alex, screw this one. Let's be realistic. The bear market for altcoins started 10 months ago in December 24. That's a long time. Yeah, there's been very, very little area of outperformance. What's crazy, we basically had all of 2024 also be a bear market for altcoins, except for like a few weeks at the start of the year and like a few weeks at the end of the year. There was like a move, right? But nothing wild, let's say. This year has been particularly rough for altcoins. This is your ultimate hopium chart right here. I've shared this with you a few times. I keep sharing it with you here. This is the others versus BTC 1 month chart. MACD bullish crossover coming. Okay. Now, 2017, 2021, this ignited a mega super altcoin season. late 2024, it almost crossed over, but not quite. Just a little bit. And then, of course, we immediately got cucked and went downwards after that. The setup right now is extremely explosive. We just need people to start buying altcoins, man. That's the tricky part. Pump Fun is pumping slightly today. It's good. It's in the name. Again, jokes aside, this thing is much like other coins. What do we have happening? Top, lower high, lower high, lower high. At the very least, price got to get back above this green line right here, which is basically the ICO price at 0.004. That also approximately lines up here with the 20-day EMA, yellow line on the chart right here. So that's what to watch out for if you are a Pump Fun bull to reclaim at least short-term bullish momentum here. We've got to get back above 20-day EMA. Now, positive side, MACD deeply under the zero line, looks to be getting ready for a bullish crossover. RSI has broken out not only the trend line, but also the control line here. So momentum is starting to shift in favor of a Pump Fun pump. Not there yet. 20-day EMA lingers overhead, okay? Pango. Chart not looking as good. MACD, bull cross, not quite there yet. RSI breakout, not there yet. Price, lagging. Falling wedge, bullish breakout pattern. Pricing to the 200-day EMA too, by the way, so not great. Bullish breakout pattern. You got to get back above 0.024 cents. Let's say 0.025 cents. That's where we're going to be saying, okay, we're back risk on for the Penguin coin here. Aster is taking an absolute damn beating. It did bounce off this previous area of price support, though, around lower 90-cent range. Okay, a lot of doom posting on Aster right now. Understandable. Binance is getting a lot of flack right now. So I get it. But buybacks are still coming in. Revenues are still strong. Market cap's not that crazy right now. Done with crypto. It doesn't store value fast. It doesn't restore value fast enough. A lot of crypto coins have been pretty rough, man. Where is that others MACD chart? You can go to TradingView, type in others BTC, and just put on the monthly MACD. Continuing. Avantis, by the way, if you love Aster at a $2 billion market cap, you'll love Avantis at a couple $100 million market cap right now. Volumes are much lower, okay, but I think this has got a lot of attention still over on the base ecosystem. People on base remain very excited about it. In order for it to just get back to its previous all-time high, requires it to go up about 300%. Okay, so there's an opportunity there. This one went down more than some of the others. Okay, but the chart's looking pretty decent. We got MACD bullish crossover here. We got the RSI breaking out. So watch for that 20-day EMA breakout. It's around 73 cents right now. Hype looking pretty decent, actually. You can actually see what we're getting here with Hype. We're getting higher lows forming up. Not necessarily higher highs yet, but at least we're getting this uptrending support line. And we do have a bullish MACD crossover deep in the zero, below the zero line here, okay? RSI breaking out, MACD momentum flipping bullish, back at the 200-day EMA. Now, daily close above the 200-day EMA, folks. That's what we want to see. Step one. Step two, daily close above the 20-day EMA at $40. You might think, but Lark, I'll be late by then. If the momentum really is shifting for another major move here for Hype, then you're probably not late. You can see here, for example, if you would have caught this breakout back here, it ran from about $40 up to around $60. 50% move. Not too shabby, right? So let's see. Obviously, this doesn't do that without wider market support. Markets remain pretty fragile. We're one Trump tweet away from Armageddon as usual. Max confusion, max bullshit going into the meeting with Xi next week in Korea. Is it 10 days away or something now? Yeah, they're going to keep the pressure on. Meanwhile, over in Stockland, charts look like this. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck is this? This is something wild technology. It's like crypto altcoins, but this is crazy. You're not going to believe this. It's like crypto altcoins, but the prices go up. Crazy, right? What is this madness? This is Irene Energy, by the way, a crypto miner data center play. It's had an absolute wild run since April. It's gone from $5 to $50, so it's up 10x this year. It's an interesting stock. I think it's probably a bit overblown at the moment. Probably need a pretty decent correction on that one to lure me in. There's some pretty major zones of support way down there that I'd like to see, retested. A lot of other opportunities in the stock market, but just sharing this one with you guys because, like, look at that. We could have all bought Irene Energy instead of holding our fucking avalanche bags. Stocks are great. Anyway, check this out. This is crazy. So I sold my quantum stocks 2 days. It was either Friday or Monday. I think it was Monday. Anyway, besides the point. These things that absolutely slaughtered this week. There's stuff coming out like the Rigetti CEO literally sold every single one of his stocks. He owns 0% of the stocks in the company now. Cashed out for tens or hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever. I get it, man. I get it. Anyway, but apparently the Trump administration is preparing to take equity stakes in quantum stocks. These are the 4 names most likely to benefit: Rigetti, D-Wave, Cubit. I keep calling this one Qbut, man. I don't know what, quantum, whatever. That was one I had, QUBT. Kept calling it Qbut, man. It's not. It's QUBT. Anyway, besides the point. And Ionic here. You can see in pre-market, these are all up almost 20% on the day on the news that the U.S. government could be taking major stakes in these companies buying. They've been on a buying spree, though. They bought 10% of Intel and 10% of a few other companies. So smart. Trump's basically starting to stack up wins for the sovereign wealth fund before the sovereign wealth fund even launches. You guys remember the sovereign wealth fund? They're still going to do that. Galaxy Digital, by the way, guys, we have a report coming on Galaxy Digital. TLDR, we like Galaxy Digital. I own Galaxy Digital. But if you want to get a more in-depth review of what the heck Galaxy Digital is, why it's interesting, what the big analysts are saying, all that kind of stuff, we have a report coming on that in the newsletter. It's free for the newsletter. Get signed up. Go sign up for the newsletter. It's awesome. Link down below. Okay. That being said, I bought lower than current prices. And if I was rushing into a position, I would not be rushing in. I'd actually wait for probably a 20-week EMA retest, which is around $30 right now. Okay. They just had a crazy earnings beat. They got the data center stuff coming, which is very hot right now. We just send this back to all-time highs. What are we thinking here, fam? We send this back to $650. That would no, probably not. But that's crazy shit, man. That was $650 at one point in history. Well, the MicroStrategy hit its all-time high in like 1999 and then didn't hit a new all-time high until 2024 or 2023 or some shit like that. It's crazy stuff, man. Anyway, I like Galaxy. I'm not sure I'm going to add any more to my bag, but if I was, I'd be looking at $30. Newsletter is free. Links down below. Where is it at? It's not here. Newsletter's there. It is. Newsletter is free. Links down below. Go check it out. Okay. Let's do some questions. Copper moving up. Good sign for risk on assets. Dr. Copper, baby. Let's go. Actually, let's open the copper chart. Let's do that. I'm into that. Let's go see what's going on with copper here, man. Let's go, copper. Yeah, baby. Dr. Copper for the win. Daily chart. Copper's up to $5 right now. Has a big move down here in July. Look at that. Copper collapsed from $5 to $4.40 or whatever. Since then, it's been on a nice steady grind back up. See, it's a very volatile metal, but generally, when copper's doing good, it means everything else is going to do good. Okay, that's why they call it Dr. Copper. When copper's doing good, it means the economy's doing good, because copper is used in all kinds of industrial and residential use cases and stuff like that. I love it. That's a decent. Why can't my altcoin charts look like this? Look at this. Breakout, retest, grind higher, retest, grinding. Nice. Anyway, like where that stonks, but it's coming, man. It's coming over the weekend. Keep an eye out for it. We got some juicy stuff coming over the weekend too, man. Digital IDs and all kinds of groovy stuff like that. A lot of opportunities in crypto, just a matter of months. I agree. Last 2 weeks been good for anyone. Well, for stock investors, it's been generally pretty good. Even for ones who are like, oh, my stocks are down a little bit. Like imagine if we just full ported out of crypto and into stocks back in April. We'd be like, oh, we're chilling. It's fine. Yes, we'll be having a Black Friday sale, so keep an eye out for that. I'll share more details when it comes up, okay? Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate you, man. Poland, awesome. Great country. Went there. Oh, it's been a while now. It's been a while. It's a lot of fun, though. Really liked Poland. Remember going to this crazy bar. I think it was in Gdansk. Everything was just so cheap. Like everything was like €1. Shots of tequila, €1. Or not tequila, vodka. Shots of vodka, €1. You know, beers, €1. Nachos are €1. Got super messy, as you can imagine. Anyway, lots of fun memories. Do you think MasterBot is promising with the? I have no idea, James. Sorry, I don't know anything about it. Silver's climbing back. It's all about metals today. Let's have a look at the silver chart. Silver, come on, silver chart. Thinking about it. Here we go. Silver bouncing right now at the 20-day EMA. There we go. So got up to $55, back down to 49. Silver bulls want to see that 20-day EMA holding. Right now, it is at a pretty critical level. So close the daily above there. You have the room open to grind higher. So let's see. But we did just come from pretty heavily overbought levels here on the daily and a MACD bearish crossover 2 days ago. So momentum shifting more in the favor of the silver bears at the moment versus the silver bulls. Okay. What do you think about the black hole project? I don't know very much about it. That's Alex Becker's and Elio Trades thing. I don't know much about it. Haven't used it. I know some people have been farming that for a while and probably going to make some money off it. Haven't really spent much time on Avalanche recently. So, but yeah, don't know, man. Don't know much about it. But if it's got a good farming opportunity, go farm, guys. Go farm. What's the signal to confirm the 4-year cycle is broken? Really, what it comes down to is will we get new highs into 2026? Now, look, if you get like the peak, let's say Bitcoin hits 170, 180K mid-January 2026, that's still the 4-year cycle. That's still the 4-year cycle. But if we hit 150K, 180K, December, January, and we get another high later in the year, let's say May, June, July. So let's say we top out in December 150, and then we get a 200K price tag later in the year in 2026. Well, then the 4-year cycle is broken and it's over. The tricky part is that the next Fibonacci targets, the 2.618 for Bitcoin's about $150,000 to $160,000. When you hit that level and retrace, it'll be pretty convincing, I think, for most people. That's it. The cycle's over. Look how far we've come. Look how high the price is. Blah blah blah. I mean, shit. If we get that peak, altcoins will probably move pretty significantly, and I'll probably take a shit ton of altcoin profits, if not completely cut my altcoin bags, on the anticipation that after a move up to 150 to 180K for BTC, you're gonna have an absolute slaughter fest afterwards before things grind back up again, which would prove the 4-year cycle theory. Or it's over and the 4-year cycle remains intact. Either way, you can protect yourself from the downside because it'll be gargantuan, disgusting dips. Robert, what's up, man? Nice to see you. Will you sell all of your altcoins at the end of Q4 without an altcoin season? No, not necessarily. I think we need to see what the broader market's actually doing at that time. You know, if we're still just doing bugger all, I don't know, I can't see a really compelling reason to completely move out of altcoin exposure. Like I said yesterday, the only sort of thing right now that would get me, I've been thinking about is just taking, I don't know, 10% of my altcoin, 20% of my altcoin portfolio, or something like that. Maybe just some more speculative shit, and just moving that into stocks, man, to buy even more stocks. I love stocks. Stocks are great. Been a big fan for a while. I did not see Drink Throttle yesterday. But he also has a lot of great macro takes. So shout out to Raul Pal. He's a cool cat. Not thrilled Becker's name is attached to it, but he does have a lot of influence. Look, any influencer-backed crypto protocol is going to have drama of one thing or another attached to it. You know, so I don't know. I got nothing against Alex Becker. He's, you know, dude out there working for his bags like everyone else. Made a lot of money in the Web 2 world. You know, he's done some interesting stuff in the Web 3 world. So, you know, there you go. But I think anything that's sort of influencer launched always has, I don't know, a bit of a stigma to some extent attached to it. We have a hard time, you know, seeing this gap of like, well, content creators can be business people and launch protocols and stuff like that. You see it all the time. Like, you know, I make videos on YouTube. So like the podcast community looks down on me like, this fucking guy, just a YouTube channel, not a cool elevated podcast like us, you know, for example. High school click bullshit. But anyway, I understand why a lot of these influencer backed things get stigmas, but I don't necessarily think that, you know, Alex deserves that by any means. I think he's done a lot of interesting stuff in and out of crypto, so worth paying attention to, but I just have not had any time or inclination. I'm cutting back a lot of what I do in crypto, honestly. Not to say like I'm, you know, mega bearish on crypto, just trying to think about the Pareto rule, right? What's actually, where do I get the most return for my time, right? And so I stopped farming airdrops, and of course the one I didn't farm was Hyperliquid. But then, like, okay, you can go out and farm the perp dexes right now. But man, honestly, I don't really enjoy the process, clicking the buttons and screwing. Okay, got to make sure I do, you know, a couple trades every single day over on 10 different fucking dexes. And like, I just don't care. Plus, they're all saturated now anyway. If you got into, you know, lighter back when it, like a week after launch, you probably could have got shit tons of points in a very short amount of time. Now you need like $250,000 in volume just to get 1 point, which will be worth $100. Covers your trading fees about. So, you know, continuing. $8,000 Ethereum possible? Of course it's possible. Of course. In fact, the Fibonacci targets the 1.618 lines at $7,500, something like that. The 2.618 is around 10K, and the 3.618, which is the theoretical possible peak top for the market cycle, is around $15,000. Okay. Becker sounds like a Becker. So I guess Ryan Words. He's not really, though. It's his persona. He's definitely a character. I think he plays into his character. You can tell. Anyone who's made $200 million is, you know, definitely doing pretty good, Sue. That's right. That's right. Lark, if you believe in $1 million Bitcoin, why rotate into stocks? Why not? To be clear, I didn't say I was selling my Bitcoin. Now you might think, well, then Lark, you should rotate all of your altcoins into Bitcoin. Maybe. Look, we've already shared examples, and like I wouldn't go like, you know, all in on Irene Energy, for example. That's gone up 10x this year. If Bitcoin goes up 10x, it's $1 million Bitcoin. So I could have got that return this year in the stock market, but I didn't because I stubbornly held onto my fucking altcoin bags, didn't I? I mean, look, I put plenty of money in the stock market. I did switch out some of my altcoins and bought stocks. Should have done even more in hindsight, right? But that's fine. So I will continue to hold my Bitcoin bag and add to it over time. But that being said, there's so much cool shit happening in the stock world that just does not happen in crypto. Like I was talking about the other day, there's a few very clear use cases for crypto that have really taken off, the killer use cases, right? Bitcoin, killer use case. Solana, Ethereum, smart contract layers, really those two are the ones that have taken the lion's share of the users. Great use case, right? They enable all kinds of on-chain stuff, whether that be on-chain finance, borrowing, lending, etc. Real-world assets coming in, great. You know, borrow against your stocks to buy fucking dog coins, whatever. Great technology. Gambling, I mean, not gambling. It's not gambling. Meme coins, perpetual swaps, trading on chain, right? And stable coins. These are kind of the primary use cases. Prediction markets now, Polymarket and Kalshi are absolutely exploding, which is really cool to see. So that's it. Those are basically the use cases of crypto right now. The market's assigned any real value to. DeFi, stable coins, perp dexes, decentralized exchanges, I guess more broadly, prediction markets, a couple layer one chains, some niche use cases like privacy and Bitcoin itself. So we have 5 or 6 use cases in crypto. That's cool. Everything else is kind of bullshit. Info-fi, social-fi, gaming, no one really gives a fuck, right? Look over in the stock world. So that's all very interesting financial cool shit that crypto does. Look over in the stock world. What do we have? Fucking humanoid robots. Jesus. AI, completely changing the world. Quantum stocks, space travel, mining, a whole panopticon of options of cool things you can invest your money in. So I am a huge Bitcoin fan, big fan of Bitcoin, but I'm not Bitcoin exclusive. I'm not a Bitcoin maximalist, never been a Bitcoin maximalist. I like having money in the stock market. I think it's a cool place to keep some of my money. And what's really cool too is now we're seeing even more stocks come on chain. I think there's now 500 or 600 stocks you can buy on chain. Cool. And it's going to keep growing. We'll have trillions of dollars in stocks and thousands of stocks on chain before you know it. It's only going to get bigger. Gaming will be huge. They haven't been able to make one actually good game yet on the blockchain. I would say Off the Grid was a really good game. I think it got some great reviews, but you know, everything that's kind of a blockchain based game, I don't know. The market just hasn't really valued it very highly yet. There hasn't been enough demand for tokens. Everything back in 2021 was pure speculation. It's not gambling if you know you're going to win. My man. Lark, bring the shirts back. What do we think on buying stocks on Kraken? Yeah, why not? Why not? We covered that yesterday in the stream. I heard about the Hong Kong Solana ETF. America's going to get theirs very soon. The government's going to open back up in, I don't know, days or weeks. When that happens, I think we get the Solana ETF shortly thereafter. So keep an eye on that. Heavy on Solana and Bitcoin, just hanging in there, but still positive. Man, if you're heavy on Solana and Bitcoin, nothing. What do you got to worry about? Just relax. Everything's cool. Carla says, Lark, I'm a senior. My main portfolio is in Bitcoin. When it hits the high, do you sell it all or just a portion? Well, Carla, here's the interesting question is that you got to decide what's right for you, right? You know, for you, that money may make much more of a difference than me, right? So I'm only 40. And so for me, I'm happy to hold that Bitcoin for their 10 or 20 years. I can take that risk, right? For you, you might be looking at your Bitcoin right now and thinking, fuck, if I sell that Bitcoin and, you know, just live off of it, that can make a really big difference to me in my life. So I don't know, you know, what that means to you. You know, if it gets up to 150, 200K, if that's life-changing money for you and it's going to dramatically affect your retirement and stuff like that, nothing wrong with taking it off the table. You know, here's the interesting thing. A lot of people come into the cryptocurrency market and start listening to Bitcoin maximalists who all bought their Bitcoin at like $10 a piece. And, you know, they're like, just hodl it forever. You know, not everybody's playing that exact same game. Some people came in, they bought it $20, $30, $40, $50,000, and they're going to 3, 4, 5x their money. And then they're going to just sell and walk away because they're not here to hodl Bitcoin for take it like Michael Saylor. You know, Michael Saylor's literally said he's going to take his Bitcoin to the grave so that there's less Bitcoin in circulation after he dies. But Michael Saylor's a fucking billionaire. He has the luxury of doing that. Most people don't. Most people, if you sell your Bitcoin for a 5x or something like that, it's a great risk-adjusted return. You know, Bitcoin's the least risky thing you do in crypto. If you get a solid 5x, for example, out of that, and that's meaningful money for you, there's nothing wrong with selling. Okay? You can always buy more back later, too. Here's the thing. You know, there'll be another bear market. Everybody will be panicking, losing their fucking minds again. You can always buy back later, too. I don't know how much Bitcoin you have. I don't know how much money what that means for you. For me, I'm going to keep holding mine. You know, I don't know. I might take some of it off the table just to, you know, swing trade it from the high to the low. We'll see. Now that I'm in a place where I can do that reasonably in Dubai, where I won't, you know, have to give half of it to the tax man, because it really makes swing trading extremely hard. When you say, okay, well, I'm going to sell at 200K, but now I owe, you know, half that to the tax man. Then I'm going to rebuy at 100K. What have I done? Nothing. Gave him the tax man a shit ton of money and added a bunch of stress and unnecessary bullshit to my life. It's a different conversation, but you can also just sell parts of it too. This is the thing. You know, I can't tell you what's going to be right for you because I don't know your situation, but nothing wrong with selling a bit of it too. Let's say you have 5 Bitcoin, for example, and Bitcoin gets up to 200K and you think, man, 200K would really make my life a lot better right now. Take one off the table. Still have plenty of exposure to the upside in that case. And you got paid. Nothing wrong with that either. So look, you can be long-term bullish on Bitcoin. You can be a Bitcoin fan and you can take profits too. Nothing wrong with that. Like Hyperliquid's looking pretty decent. It is looking pretty decent. Why are you gay? You wish. You wish. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Any interest on any cryptos on the Sui blockchain? No. Not really. I mean, I like Sui. I like what those guys are doing over there. But I don't know. I find I spend most of my time in the Ethereum universe or in the Solana universe personally. I've done some stuff like Momentum. I'm an investor in Momentum. That's the big decentralized exchange liquidity protocol for the Sui blockchain. They've done incredibly well, actually. So that's one to watch out. We told you about that when it first launched. You guys had the chance to be farming points for that to get the fucking airdrop. I hope you guys are paying attention. I have about 60 SOL in spot. Should I continue to add to it or increase my gains with SOL and ETH futures? Look, Carlton, there's a big difference between futures trading and holding spot. And I don't know what your overall plan is here, right? You know, if you just want to have that sort of as look, spot's going to be safe. If you don't know what you're doing when it comes to futures trading, you can lose your money real fast. Okay. So I'm just going to, you know, put 3x long here on SOL, but then shit goes down and you get liquidated and all your money's gone. Or you have to run a tight stop loss. Then you get, if you're not trading it, if you're just trying to say, okay, I think the momentum is going to go up and the price is going to go up, so I'm just going to take this sort of trade. Trades are one thing, right? If you're looking at a leveraged future contract as a supplement to just having a spot position, it's kind of not really. Okay, so in that situation, Carlton, you're probably going to be better off just holding spot, my dude. Hold it spot, stake it, get your 10% staking rewards. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it adds up. It adds up. Or it's like 8 or 7% or whatever right now, but it adds up, man. Who's going to buy stocks on chain with all the fees? Somebody is. Heavy in Bit Tensor going for a moonshot first Ben Tensor having on December 10th. Adam, I wish you luck. If any of the AI coins are gonna come back, man, it's gotta be BitTensor. You got Chamath Palihapitiya, man. He's on board. He'll be shilling it when the time comes. Nice. I want to ride it to 1 million for my retirement and my grandkids and kids. Nice. Love it, Carla. Love it. Awesome stuff. Tell the truth. Your wife's name is Bob. Something, it's new, it rugged, it's up. That happens a lot. We have not looked at the Zora chart today. You know what? Let's, oh my God, we're to 40. I keep telling myself, I'm not going to let these run for like an hour every damn time. Every damn time. I just have fun talking to you guys, to be honest. Zora chart, and then we're going to finish up for today. What do we got here? Probably don't have much new commentary on it, but let's have a quick look-see. No new commentary on it. Zora chart's exactly where it was last time you guys asked about it. This is the zone right here. It's got to get above 12 cents. 12 cents is the breakout trade. Any retest of probably particularly the 50-day EMA down here around, say, 7.5, 8 cents. That's probably if you're bullish on Zora. You think this is, you know, the bee's knees. My grandpa used to say it, the bee's knees. This is the bee's knees. Like, Grandpa, what the hell does that mean? It means the bee's knees. Anyway, probably a spot to look for a pullback and bounce as a position to get in before we push potentially higher. I think Coinbase is getting behind this pretty heavily, so maybe there's something there. Pending MACD daily bearish crossover, so bulls need to get their shit together on this one pretty soon, or we're going to see some cooling down phase coming in here. But I think Coinbase really wants to push Zora. I think all the base guys, Jesse Polak and all the ones are really trying to make the Zora thing happen. So I don't think it's a pump fund competitor. I got my money on pump, quite literally. Regardless, though, you can see the chart's done pretty well. That's it. We're done. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your time. I'll see you back tomorrow.